We are preparing Bundiga. These are the green bananas. They're very hard, very green bananas. They were in the refrigerated section at the local Latino store. So I'm taking them and doing as my mother-in-law says, you soak them in hot water, which loosens the skin from them. We're going to start our pot with some broth. I'm using chicken stock, organic chicken stock, so you can see it there. And I'll add water to this because we have to have enough liquid for the actual banana dumplings, if you will, to cook in. To that, we're going to add in some, well, I had part of a white onion and part of a shallot, so I just took both ends and I'm going to add this into the pot now. And then I'll add in 2 cloves of garlic, which I'm going to use my microplane for. Why? Because it really just makes it dissolve into the broth better and gives it a nice flavor. And then I'm going to add seasonings. What seasonings? My all-purpose seasoning. I'll post it in this video. I've posted it in several others. And some black pepper for spice. The bananas, they're very hard, but I've cut the tips off. Now I'm going to use a knife and slice down the side and peel off all of their peels. So as you can see, this is what's left, the inside of the banana, but it looks this thick. Look at that difference. You're gonna try one? It leaves your fingers, as you can see, kind of brown because of the acid in the actual, well, if you have dark pigment, unlike me, which I don't, then you may not see it, but the acid kind of leaves a brownish stain on your hands and your knife gets some of the brown on it too after a while. So be sure to wash with lots of soap. Use soap first. Thank you, Champ. Chopped in bits and they're in the machine. If we weren't using the machine, I'd be doing it by hand on this grater. It's very sharp. I don't know if you can see that, but it's very, very sharp. Okay, go ahead. Have the machine or the other handheld grater that I showed you, you can use the back of this. See, this is a little bit, the kids use it for cheese just a little bit ago, but it's a regular grater. It's got the 4 sides. This is the finest one, and then you have the back one that's not as fine, and you could use this side to grate your banana. It would take a while, and you have to be careful, but it should work. Most of the banana is underneath the blade still. My son is trying to loosen the center bolt. This is a homemade machine made by a Belizean man that my mother-in-law knows. And this is her recipe. I'm not doing exactly like her because she uses a seasoning called malher. And I don't use that because it has MSG in it, but I use my own mix of chicken stock and my own seasoning mix, and it turns out fine. There you go. You see, there goes the rest of the banana. We will see how this turns out. This banana is so dry. We'll see how the dumplings turn out as I put them into the boiling broth. But first we have to add some seasoning to this. You know, they have to have a little bit of flavor. And then I'll mix this and I'll show you how they go into the broth. Ooh, a lot of steam. I put 1 dumpling in there already. I'm just using a bigger spoon and just taking some chunks and putting it in there. So here's a scoop of banana. And I'm just going to put it in here and let it slide off the spoon and let it cook. You see the other one's already cooking. I think I'm going to make the rest of them a lot smaller because this is really dense and it's puffing up a bit. Okay, I've got all the banana in here now. And you can see they're like big old dumplings, like what you'd see with chicken and dumplings. Well, some places or people who make big dumplings to go with their chicken. So it's just big banana dumplings. We're going to let them cook for about 20 minutes now. And then we'll add the fried fish to this. They're all starting to float now, so they'll be done very soon. And then I just add the fried fish to it. This is the fish that I use. I have whiting fish. It's got skin on one side, and then the other side, of course, was taken off the bone. And all I do is this is what I have available to me. I live in the center of the United States where there really isn't a whole lot of fish option available. So anyway, I take my all-purpose seasoning mix that I make, which again, I'll probably post the ingredients for this in this video too. And then I just season the fish and then I will deep fry it. Why deep fry it? Because that's what my mother-in-law taught me, and that's how my husband likes it. He doesn't like soft boiled fish that falls apart. So you deep fry it, it holds its shape, it's still soft, it's still tasty, and it gives flavor to your soup. As you can see, I put the seasoning on the fish. I am very generous with it, and then it starts to soak into the fish, and it just makes it taste so much better. And the fish is frying. I only put in like half the amount of fish into the fryer. Yes, I have a fryer dedicated just for frying fish and seafood. So once it's crispy brown on the edges, then I'll take it out and I'll add it to the soup. The second batch of fish is frying. The first one is done. And now into the pot it goes. And this is Bundiga. It's basically a green banana dumpling and some fried fish in a soup broth. If you try it, let me know your thoughts on it.